Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. And I was actually planning for a different video today, but last minute I changed my mind because there's something hot topic going around in the fragrance community about what each one of us have bought or acquired, or fragrances that we have discovered in the year 2020. So everyone is putting out their best buys. Here I am with 8 of my best buys from 2020, and I actually have bought quite a few fragrances in this year, and this is not the entire lot that I bought this year. But if I were to say these are my best buys or the best findings, these 8 would fit the bill. So without further delay, let's just get started with the video. Before I start, you may come across a lot of background noise because there is literally a variety of programs going around in the neighborhood, in the distant neighborhood, and I really cannot help it. So please bear with me. The first fragrance that I have here with me is Tom Ford's Noir de Noir, and this is a beautiful rose oud combination. That is something, it's absolutely breathtaking how good this one is. This is one of those Tom Ford fragrances that did not disappoint me. Honestly, I have been looking forward to quite a few Tom Ford perfumes, and I have got quite a few of them now, but few of them have disappointed me. Longevity wise and performance wise, they were a disappointment, but this one is different. If you have to blindly invest in a Tom Ford fragrance, it has to be Noir de Noir, because projection, sillage, longevity, everything is absolutely 100% in this perfume. This was launched in 2007 and it has saffron, it has black rose, truffle, floral notes, vanilla, patchouli and oak moss. And I can tell you from the feel of the fragrance, it is a rich, dark, seductive kind of a perfume which is extremely addictive and intoxicating. In a sentence, this is breathtakingly beautiful. The oud and the rose, the vanilla and the patchouli, it makes for a magical potion and something that lasts on you for a longer time and leaves an amazing trail. So all in all, I'm very happy with my purchase, and this has taken away that jinx I had with Tom Ford fragrances that they will not be long lasting. Noir de Noir is definitely something that stands out in the Privé line among a lot of other contenders and kind of outshines them all. The next fragrance that I have in my hand is a 30 ml, actually the only 30 ml full bottle that I have, because the other 30 ml that I have are all decants. So this is Dolce Amalfi from the house of Xerjoff, and I was not even sure if I wanted to buy this one in the beginning, but it just happened that this small bottle came on offer and I thought this is the best way to try out a new fragrance instead of buying the full bottle. But now I'm sure when this one ends, this one finishes off, I'm definitely going for another bigger bottle, or even before this one finishes off, because this is so amazing as a perfume. The longevity, the sillage and the projection is tremendous. So I'm not sure if, and you need a little, a few sprays and you're done. You don't need to overspray, or you don't need to reapply. You don't need reapplications too often. So with that, I think this bottle is going to go a long way. So if I want a bigger bottle, I'll have to buy even before this one finishes off. This is out and out gourmand. So if you are a gourmand fragrance lover, this is something you must have in your collection. To me, this is on one hand a powdery vanilla, and on the other hand a delicious dessert, delicious custard, pudding, or very delicious ice cream for that matter. Because I remember, as I told you last time, my friend told me that I've spilled ice cream in my bag or on myself. So that's how it smells to someone around you after a while. And it's so beautiful, and I cannot say enough. I cannot say anything that will do justice to this perfume because I just love it. And I find this perfume very charming because this is very powdery, vanilla, and soft sweet. Nothing too sickly sweet, not that sugary sweet kind of syrupy sweet kind of thing, but a beautiful delicious sweetness that stays with you for a long time. And I find this extremely likable. So Dolce & Amalfi is another Xerjoff find that I really treasure. The second perfume that I have in my hand is from the house of Tiziana Terenzi, and this is Ursa. This is my second bottle from this house, but the first one being Porpora. But I must say I love Ursa much more, and probably the reason is patchouli. But then there are a lot of other notes that is working here other than the patchouli. There's tobacco, there's vetiver, there's vanilla, there's incense, but to me patchouli plays a very strong role in this. And again, a very strong projection, a very strong sillage, and a very good longevity. It lasts on my skin for more than 6 to 7 hours. 8 hours, yeah, definitely on my clothes. But the only thing that I probably don't approve is the cap, though there is another one which can be used. I don't use it, I use this one only. But I just love this perfume. This is classy, this is elegant, it lasts on a long time. It gives you a very overall very mature and a very dignified approach to your perfume. So Ursa is another find that I'm really very happy about. The next perfume that I have in my hand is called Iris Violet from the house of Alexandre J. This is something that I discussed with you in my haul video, and this is also a perfume that I blind bought, and I think I waited the longest. I think I waited for more than 7 to 8 months for this perfume. And the bottle, I don't like the design of the bottle. It is a little tacky in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. But the perfume to me is like real gold. I find this vanilla powdery, a bit woody, a bit musky, and it's just amazing. It has a very strong projection, it leaves a very strong trail, and most importantly the longevity is humongous. On my skin it lasts easily for 6 hours. I can sniff it on me, and on my clothes even longer. This was launched in 2015, and there are plenty of notes that work over here if I can share it with you, because this is a new perfume in my collection. It's exotic fruits, apple, bergamot, iris, rose and jasmine, cashmerean, white musk, benzoin, vanilla, Virginia cedar, olibanum and patchouli at the base. Of course, the name being Iris Violet, iris has a very strong presence in this. As I mentioned, it's powdery, it's strong powdery fragrance which is very feminine, which is very girly. It does not matter what age you are in. If you are in a happy mood, if you are going for a happy occasion, you can wear this. It's going to last on you for a long time, especially if you're going out for any outdoor purposes, like not a professional but on a personal thing. You can wear this because first of all, it's lightweight, so you can carry it in your purse, and secondly, you don't need a reapplication for any time before 8 hours, seriously. So Iris Violet. The next fragrance that I bought this year, which gave me a lot of joy, it was like it gave me a sense of achievement, in fact, because this was the first from this house, first in my collection. And this is, many of you already have it, so there's not much to introduce this perfume to you about because you've already used it. It was a proud moment for me because this was my first perfume from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and I've been hearing about this house for so long and so many good things about it. So this is Grand Soya, and this is an unisex fragrance. This is oriental perfume, and as I said, this does not need too much of an introduction. It's a beautiful, gorgeous kind of a fragrance that fits both men and women beautifully, I mean very appropriately, and I feel, in my opinion, this is a very classy, elegant kind of a perfume that you can wear almost everywhere, wherever you wish to. This is like a signature scent, so it can be a workplace, it can be a personal front, any occasion, wedding, or just an outing with your friends, and you can wear this. The longevity of this perfume is quite strong, lasts easily between 6 to 8 hours. I find, in my opinion, again this is a very personal opinion, the projection and the trail, the sillage and the projection is not very strong, not very high. I don't know, if you have a different opinion, please feel free to share it with me. I have found that this is more something that stays close to me, close to my skin, but as you can see, I have not had the chance to wear it too often, and of course I kind of reserve these fragrances for very special occasions, so I am yet to discover this fully. But this is a very special perfume, no doubt about that, being the first from the house of MFK. So, and of course the perfume, as I said, needs no introduction. Next one is again something that many of you have already bought it and using it. And again, at first I was not very sure. This is a new house to me. I have heard very little. Whatever little I've heard is on social media, on YouTube and other platforms. I have not seen anyone around me use this perfume, so this was a blind buy. This was like a seriously blind buy. I did not even sniff it on anyone. I did not even sniff a small sample of it. So this was a complete blind buy, and I am thrilled because I'm so happy because this turned out to be a gorgeous perfume. So this is BDK's Rouge Smoking. Look at that color. Every time I used to see it on Instagram, I used to feel that this color is not real. This is probably enhanced by some filter, photo filter. But when I received it in my hand, that red juice, that redness of the juice, it just blew me over. So again, a very intense winter kind of a perfume. This is the best time. November, December, January will be the best time to put this perfume to use. And because of social restrictions, I know we are not able to go out, but you can always enjoy them in the comforts of your own home, and make it a point to wear a particular fragrance every single day. That will make you happy more than anything else. So coming back to the perfume, this again is a very, as I said, it's a very intense, deep, dark kind of a perfume, but there is a kind of powderiness to it, and there's a little bit of creaminess to it as well. It's not the light, fluffy powderiness that I was talking about when it came to Iris Violet. This is a little creamy kind of powderiness, and it lasts for a really long time on your skin, and even longer on the clothes, and it gives you a longevity of easily, I think, about 7 hours at a stretch without any reapplication. So that is Rouge Smoking for you. There are a lot of notes over here, so I'll just mention them to you. This has cherry, pink pepper, bergamot at the top. This has black vanilla, orange blossom and heliotrope in the middle, and ambroxan, cashmeran, tonka bean, labdanum and white musk at the base. It's a beautiful fragrance, very feminine, very mature. Though I usually don't put an age to perfumes, anybody can wear anything that they like, but this is not exactly a teenager's perfume in my opinion. So if you're under 20, this is not exactly your perfume. You really have to be 25 and above to do justice to this juice. That's just my opinion. So I've come to the top two, and honestly these two are my absolute, how do I describe them? I've waited for such a long time to get these two, and I had no idea I could actually get them. I've put these two at the top because, not because they perform anything better, because all of them are like amazing perfumes, but these two were my two most sought after perfumes for my life, and I cannot thank all those people who were responsible for getting these to me enough. I cannot say thank you enough to those people for arranging these perfumes for me. And I will just come to it one by one. So the first one is Maison Christian Dior's Gris Montaigne. Now Gris Montaigne is, as I have discussed this before, is discontinued. Right now you have Gris Dior. Now I wanted Gris Montaigne only because I had sniffed it on a friend and I was convinced that I want a bottle of it. I don't want decants, I don't want samples, I want a full bottle. and it was gone. It was just out of market everywhere, discontinued. Thanks to two people from the fragrance community, two amazing people who got arranged it within half an hour of this discussion starting with them, that I wanted this perfume. And so first of all, talking about Gris Dior, this is a rose patchouli fragrance, and it is very powdery, and it has a, patchouli has that element of sharpness that it gives, which I normally like. But this one, that level of sharpness is less, in the sense it's powdery, and it's very soft, powdery, feminine kind of a perfume. And most importantly, the projection is incredible in the typical Christian Dior style. Christian Dior perfumes have an amazing projection. You may not realize it always, which I always don't, but I get complimented, and that's how I know, okay, people can still sniff it on me, get that perfume around me. So that feels good actually. And Gris Dior is amazing. If you can find it, sorry, this is not Gris Dior, this is Gris Montaigne, and Gris Montaigne is actually amazing. If you can find it, don't lose it. You will thank me later, but this is really nice. I'm so grateful that I got it. The last one, and probably the best one, this is Guerlain's Gourmand Coquine. Now this perfume has completed my Guerlain collection, and I will be coming up with another video with all my Guerlain perfumes. Of course, there are quite a few missing, which I may be getting in the near future, but and I will keep you updated on that as well. But for now, my Guerlain collection is actually completed with Gourmand Coquine. This was my best Christmas surprise, that came a week early, because this was Christmas week, and last week out of nowhere a package arrived, and I did not even know why it is there, because I hadn't ordered anything. So, and I opened it and I saw a Guerlain box, and I saw this one, and I was like, wow, because I think it's been more than a year that I'm looking for this, with many failed attempts, and I thought I'd given up actually, but the person responsible for getting this is Pranay, and I can't really thank him enough. He got it and he sent it to me, and I think this was the best Christmas surprise that I have received in a long time. Now coming to the perfume. Gourmand Coquine has actually got a very simple table of cacao, dark chocolate, rum, vanilla, spices, rose and pepper. So these are all the notes that are there. In short, I'll tell you, this is like Christmas. This is like the rich fruit cake or the plum cake and the Dundee cakes that we have Christmas. This kind of reminds me of Christmas. But there is something else that it reminds me. Whenever we have chocolate, as a kid, whenever you had chocolate, if you had melted chocolate in your hand and you just wiped it off and did not wash it, even today, if you have that habit, that's the smell, that dried chocolate on your hand, which you have not washed after half an hour or 45 minutes. That is that smell. I could recognize it at first sniff. This is the smell I get when I sniff it like this, that dried chocolate on your hand, which you have not washed. But the perfume is amazing. And when I first put it on me, everybody in the house asked me what I was wearing, and that was enough to tell me that this is an amazing fragrance. And the dry down is superb. It's not like a sweet vanilla or a deep dark chocolate kind of, those rich 70% cocoa kind of chocolates. No, not that. It's a very balanced thing, and it gives you an amazing longevity. It lasts on your skin for a really long time. The projection is not very strong. It does not travel a lot around you, but it sticks around you. It envelopes you for a very long time. That is, its intensity sticks to you for a really long time. Longevity wise, I will give it higher marks than its projection and its sillage. But overall, this is a very classy kind of a perfume. Something that's very unusual, something that does not fit the typical feminine, powdery, light or floral, woody kind of fragrance. No, it's a different type of fragrance, but definitely very, very likable. So those are the 8 perfumes that I think were my best finds or my best buys of 2020. So that's it. I will come soon with another video, and a very exciting one too, because there is this particular request from a very sweet subscriber of mine about my most expensive purchase of 2020 and if it was worth the hype. I thought it was a serious question that needed a video to explain it, and I will do that in my next one. So see you very soon in my next video. Till then, lots of love.